Dear students, today we'll deal with another topic, that is tools of recombinant DNA technology. Now in case of tools, the first tool is, which is very important, that I have already covered in my previous video, that is restriction enzymes. Then second one is DNA ligase and DNA ligase and alkaline phosphatase enzyme. Alkaline phosphatase enzyme. Now this alkaline phosphatase enzyme, this prevents religation of vector DNA by removing phosphate group from 5' end of vector DNA. On the other hand, DNA ligase, it is required to form phosphodiester bond between 5' phosphate and 3' hydroxyl end of nucleotides of insert as well as vector DNA. So this is about types of enzymes. One is restriction enzyme, another is DNA ligase and alkaline phosphatase. Both are very important in cloning experiment. Now third tool, which is also very important, is vectors. Vectors are actually vehicles, or these are carriers which carry DNA of interest or insert, and that is added in vector DNA. And finally, it is transferred into host cell for cloning purposes. But before dealing with different kinds of vectors, let me explain you some of the essential features which are required for vector DNA. Now, what are the essential features? Essential features of vector DNA. The first most important thing is that it should be of small size. As we know that vector DNA is to be transferred into host cell. So why it should be of small size? So that we can easily transfer it into host cell without any breakage. Another property is regarding its replication, that vector DNA should have ori site. As we know that whenever we study the process of DNA replication, that to start any replication or copying of DNA, there should be one origin site, and that is ori site, origin of replication. Now when vector DNA should have this ori site, so whenever it will be inserted inside host cell, then it can replicate autonomously. Now third essential feature of vector DNA is that it should have restriction site. as we have studied in restriction enzymes, that what is the need of restriction enzyme in cloning experiment, that restriction enzymes, they recognize specific sequences and they produce cut there to open vector so that insert of interest, gene of interest can be inserted in that. So every vector should have restriction site, at least one restriction site should be there. But these days we are having modified vectors and some natural vectors are also there, which are having multiple cloning sites, which are having multiple recognition sites. So such sites, they are also known as polylinkers. The last, fourth feature is regarding the selectable marker. Now, what is the selectable marker? Now, selectable marker means every vector should have selectable marker. Like whenever we insert vector into host cell to check that our vector DNA along with the insert is being successfully inserted in host cell or not. This can be checked with the help of selectable markers. Mostly we are using antibiotic resistant genes as selectable marker. In some cases, we are using LAC-Z gene also. These days, GFP, that is green fluorescent protein, that is also being used as a selectable marker. So finally, we know that 4 features are required in all the vectors, whether we are using plasmids, phages, bacterial artificial chromosome or yeast artificial chromosome, animal or plant viral vectors. We need one thing is that small size, second Ori site, third is restriction site or recognition site, fourth one is presence of selectable marker. So any vector which is having these 4 main features, that can be used successfully in any cloning experiment. Another thing is that we are selecting, how can we select that we should take plasmid or phages or other kinds of vectors? So that depends upon the size of DNA fragment, to be inserted in vector. Now next I'll explain you about 4-5 vectors which can be used in this cloning experiment and depending upon their size. Now if we check about vector type and size of insert, like if size is between 0.5 to 8 kilobase pair, then normally we use plasmids as vectors. When this size is from 10 to 25 kb, for this phages are used as vectors. Next, if size of insert is 30 to 40 kilobase pair, then cosmids are used as vectors. If size is between 500 to 50 to 500 kilobase pair, then BAC, that is bacterial artificial chromosome, is used as vector. Now, if size is between 250 to 1000 kb, then we use YAC, that is yeast artificial chromosome as vector. So depending upon the sizes, we select vectors for the cloning experiment. If it is up to 10 kb, then plasmids are used. If it is up to 25 kb, then or maximum 30 kb, from 10 to 25 or 10 to 30, we use phages. If it is between 30 to 40 kilobase pair, we use cosmids. Then if it is between 50 to 500, like in case of Human Genome Project, we used BAC, that is bacterial artificial chromosome. And if it is more than 500 or up to 1000 kb or 1 MB, then we use yeast artificial chromosome, and this is also used in Genome Project. So this is about basic features of vectors that we are using in cloning experiments. Now in my next video, I will explain you about vectors, that in case of plasmids we are having different types of vectors depending upon their features, and some of the plasmid vectors are naturally occurring and some are modified also. Similarly, in phages, two types of vectors are there, and M13 and lambda phage is there. Then cosmid, which is prepared with the help of plasmid and cos site of phages. Then bacterial artificial chromosome, it is prepared, it is having some different sites like centromere and telomeres also. Then similarly in yeast artificial chromosome, we are having different sites which are different from all these vectors. So depending upon their features and size of the insert, we can select any kind of vector for gene cloning experiment. Thank you.